Quasi or not quasi? Hello. Hello. How is it going, folks? It's your old friend Oxtail coming to you in a little bit different manner than I normally do. No webcam today. Um, I've been dealing with a lot. Got a lot of information. What's up, Hayden? Um, so I hope you guys and gals are doing well. I'm not This is not me shutting down my channel or anything like that. So please don't panic. It's not that. It's just that I just got a notification that my company that I work for has put us all on furlough, which is not fun. So that means I'm temporarily out of job until either A, I can get unemployment, which is really hard to do at this point, especially with everyone doing it. So I'm gonna have to try to see if I can do that on a day, try every single day if I need to. And yeah, so that does free up more of my time, but it also means I don't have any income. So that's neither here nor there. I thought about this really hard. I really wanted to do something different. Really, really want to do something different with my YouTube channel. So I had a wonderful discussion with Ivan, who has been on my channel before, and he is keen on starting up a podcast. And I think that might help me out a lot because I have a lot to say about different things, I guess. And some of you, most of you, like what I say about certain things. And, just give you my take on it, just kind of go from point A to point B and discuss just the randomness of life, universe, and everything, which is the answer is 42. If you guys don't. I really am excited to kind of do this podcast and get it running. And Ivan seems like he's really on board with it. Um, so having a co-host and then maybe have some guest speakers to come on and just talk, just do different things and talk about games and shows that we've watched or anything like that. Just have discussions and maybe just kind of talk about where we are as far as, shows that are out there right now. And there's some zingers, and I am unfortunately sad to say about that I had the unfortunate power to watch Picard. And I Star Trek Picard. What can I say? I know there's probably been a lot said about it, but I grew up during the 1980s, and when 1988 came to into fruition, I didn't really know a lot about Star Trek. I knew a little bit from what my mom told me, so I really kind of came into Star Trek with uh, not knowing much. So I was blown away by these wonderful individuals that I grew to love. I even remember the year that they ended Star Trek Next Generation. It was 1996, and it was about maybe about a month or two before I graduated. So yeah, I'm old as dirt. um, so I was like, this show meant a lot to me. I watched all this, and not to say it had its own faults, it had its own shenanigans going for it. It had some great, great episodes, like Best of Both Worlds is some of the ones that everyone likes. Then we got Sarek. That's another episode I really, really like. There's so many of them that are that you could really kind of count like on two, maybe one or two hands. So you can go, okay, I love this episode. I love this episode. I really loved any episode that Q was in. So Q was one of my favorite characters, including Data and Picard. Riker, I liked. He was all right. but I really enjoyed those characters. And when it went off the air and they started doing the movies, now I did get a chance to watch the original movies, the TOS crew doing the original movies, so I got a chance to see all those. That was really good. There was a couple, mainly five. Mainly five for me was probably worse. All the other ones, not too bad. Honestly, even with the first one that they did, and I, it's like it's not terrible, but it's not great. um, do you know? I don't know if a lot of people know that they spent $45 million on that. The very first Star Trek movie, $45 million, and that's insane. Uh, so to to think about that now, I wonder what the actual inflation is on that. It's probably up there. But $45 million on a movie that really didn't do that well. Yeah, they made it all up, but it didn't do as well as Paramount was hoping for it to do. Um, so I watched all those, and we got the Generations, which was again it was a good send off to Kirk's character. Then we got First Contact, which was pretty good. I really actually watched. I've watched First Contact 3 times, and I was because I was just coming out of boot camp and went to my first posting when I was in the Navy for First Contact, and I went to the theater like a lot because you don't have really much to do when you're in Bath, Maine. So um, I really enjoyed that series. So when they and I'm sorry about the long prelogue. I just want to kind of give you where I come from on this. I It was really good, and then we had Insurrection. Yeah, I could take it or leave it. And then I had the unfortunate pleasure of watching Nemesis. That one was not the best. That's probably right up there with number five as far as not ones I would really watch again. So they do a lot of things, and I'm not going to give a lot of spoilers. So I sat there and said, "Hey, I was okay with everything going the way it went. I was okay with it ending. I was okay with the series coming to a close. They had finished up with Deep Space Nine. They had finished up with Voyager. And if you're just joining me, I'm talking about Star Trek right now. uh, so I was okay with that. The ending was great. Hold on one second. Come on, that takes. Hold on. Sorry, folks. I just wanted to update. Okay. Anyway, I I sat there and I was like, man, okay. Then I heard about all the I met oh, sorry. Kind of go back. I met who did I meet? So I met the doctor from Voyager, who was really a cool guy, really interesting. I met John Delancey, who played Q. I met Walter. I don't want to butcher his last name. The guy that played Chekhov. Met him. I met Icheb, who played the young guy on Voyager. Then I met who did I met? These are all conventions that I met these guys. I met Nicole Nichols, which I don't think she liked me. She just kind of blew me off. I just had a question. It's like I was kind of starstruck. I was still probably in my probably like early 30s, and so I was starstruck. And so I got to meet some really interesting people, very interesting people. So he announced Picard, and I was super excited. I think I even made an announcement about that on my channel about how excited I was. I'm watching Star Trek Picard, and let me say it is hard to watch one of your most beloved characters get beaten. And hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Am I excited? Okay, sorry. Just want to make sure. Hopefully I'm coming through okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this series? What is this? I didn't understand this. I was so disappointed with the way that the direction went. I was so disappointed with just how it didn't make sense. It wasn't. I didn't expect it to be the next generation. I didn't expect it to be Voyager. I didn't expect it to be anything like that. I expected it to be its own show, but it just didn't feel like it. It didn't have the heart that I felt like all Star Treks do. Now, oh, I did watch Discovery. Now, I'll talk about Discovery here in a second. It just the story for me didn't click. It made card, and hopefully, again, these are going to be a lot of spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, it's this is your warning. Beep beep. So I'm just talking today. I just feel like talking today. I don't know why. I just like wanted to come on and just do some talking. And I was like, man, this is insane. This show is not going the way I want it to go. I don't expect it to go the way I want it to go. I just like this is not going how I foresaw this going. This is not going any way, shape, or form. They're making Picard a dawdling old fool, and he's just kind of like a second string water boy at this point, and that's kind of sad. They really took the character that I beloved, that I watched when in the '80s, and totally just made him just like this weak, frail old man that just was there on the sidelines. So I'm just like, that's not good. I don't. Ugh. So I was like, all right. So I watched more, and I watched more, and it just kept on just things that didn't. I was like, why didn't they do this? Why did they? Why? There was more why questions, and I'm again not trying to just beat the horse, like, and go, oh, well, they should have done this, and they should have done that, and where was that? I didn't do that. I honestly, in my heart, I felt like I tried to give it as much of a chance as I possibly could, and it just didn't click with me. So, overall, I really didn't like the show, and I can go into more details if you guys and gals want. But overall, that's just the series. And so, Discovery actually wasn't bad. I actually did not want to watch Discovery because of all the things I heard about it. And I had a friend of mine at work say, "Give it a try. It's actually not that bad. You got to kind of get through the first season. The first season's a little, but after that, the second season with Pike, actually really good." And I agreed with him 100%. I really think out of everything that they did, there was a couple places that you're like, it's a little derivative, it's a little talk heavy. I mean, I don't, and I expect some Star Treks to be a little talk heavy because that's all they did in Next Generation. Sometimes they were like, um, and to figure out a problem, to get through an issue, or to kind of overcome an obstacle. Discovery second season for me, actually really good, and the guy that played uh, Pike, well done. Honestly, he did a really good job. I really admired the guy. Thought he was just really smart and just held his own. Watched a lot of people talk about his character overall, and I was like, man, well done, sir. Well done. um, so yeah, that was a really interesting series, and just kind of going back to Picard. Like I said, it just I, if I had to give it a rating, it would probably be a three for me, 3 out of 10. Honestly, it just was so weak. So, anyway, um, Star Trek is one of my beloved series, and I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about Star Trek. And I even at one point, which is kind of funny, I even tried to do a like small short story about Star Trek. Um, having all the five captains come together and have their have a common foe other than Q, something a little bit more malevolent than even him. So I was like, that'd be pretty interesting. Kind of face them off against something that's they've they don't even have any fathom for. So I tried that. That didn't really go well. I'm not a really good writer. Um, Other things. So I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14, and let me say this, there, folks. I Final Fantasy 14 online is actually I might actually do some more playthrough on that, do a live stream on playing a different character. But it has such a rich story. I kid you not. I thought WoW was pretty good, but s- Final Fantasy 14, God, it got to me several times. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is so intense and this is so well done. And the story is just so well done. You get to love some of these characters. It tells yeah, there's some talk heavy parts. There's some big talk heavy parts. You're just like, okay. Especially when they're talking about the mission you're fixing to go on or the next quest you're fixing to go on. Yeah, they're like, okay, skip, skip, skip. I really don't need to know all this. I like getting into where they talk about the cutscenes and they talked about the actual heart of the story. You do get a little bit from the quest about the different characters, but the heart of the story is really done a lot through the cutscenes. You get to watch how your character interacts with some of these people, and so well done. And then when some of the music cues in, you're just like, oh, it's so good, so good. I really, really enjoyed Final Fantasy 14 so far, and I've only gotten to Stormblood. I just started Stormblood, so there's the main story, which is just Realm Reborn. Then you got Heaven's Sword, which is so good. Really gives me the feels on that one. Then I got Stormblood, which I'm doing now. I heard that one's got a pretty deep story. And then I heard Shadowbringers has a lot of story. And I thought, and there's a lot of, from what I heard, a lot of feels that I'm gonna get from that. So I'm looking forward to that as it stands. So here's to kind of give you guys and gals what's going to happen in the next several weeks. I'm still going to do my videos, my reactions. I'm still going to do it the way I've been doing it. I really am going to start probably on Friday or Saturday working with Ivan to do my a podcast like this. I really want to get into this and interact with you guys and gals a little bit more than I have, especially now that I'm on furlough for an indefinite amount of time, which is not going to be fun. I I hope I know a lot of you are dealing with this, and from the bottom of my heart, I wish I could do more for each and every one of you. Honestly, I do. It is a tough situation to deal with this crisis that's in our hands. And we as a people need to stick together. We as a community need to stick together. And I hope each and every one of you look on as you're stuck at home dealing with trying to work as best as you can, even if you're not working, even if you're dealing with the same situation I'm doing. I really, from the bottom of my heart, mean it like I say every single day. I care about each and every one of you. I really want you guys to feel like that you can talk as a community, talk on my channel, talk as a whole. Like I said, with this podcast, I feel like that it's going to give you guys and gals more of a voice, that you guys and gals can be empowered to talk about these things. And we have some amazing subscribers. And I really cannot stress this enough, that you guys mean the world to me. And I would, you know, I really wish I could do more, as I only can do what I can do, right? I get that. So I'm only one guy. So, but I think as a community, we can do more. And I might get into doing more fundraisers that go towards these things that we're dealing with. Maybe develop some kind of, I don't know. Again, this is all streamlining, trying to think about what I can and can't do, and what I can try to do, and see how far it goes. I want to also apologize when I start a project and I feel like that it's not going anywhere. Sometimes I stall that project only because I'm like, okay, I don't feel like this is getting enough traction. I don't feel like this is going the way I really want it to go. I'm really artistically like one of those people. I really kind of go, okay, is this really speaking to me? Am I really enjoying doing this particular series? Am I really enjoying the way that this series goes? And if I start to get, I beat myself up. If I feel like that it's not going anywhere, or if I feel like that it's not doing much for the channel, then I'm going to cut it. I'm just going to go, you know, heck with you guys. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I just go heck with me, because I'm going like, man, I just don't. I don't feel like I'm getting my message across with this particular, you know, thing that I'm doing, whatever it is. Like, I've had streams for games, and I just feel like, okay, I really don't feel like this game is really clicking with my audience. I and I'm not enjoying playing it, because it's just more one of those games you kind of have to, you know, take on with yourself. It's one of those personal kind of games. I don't know, just me being just me. So anyway, folks, I really am looking forward to talking with Ivan. He's a really good guy. He's really smart and has a lot of passion for what he does. I really like watching some of his videos, but especially when he gets very emotional about some of the videos he does, and I'm like, it's so good. He's such a good guy, and if you haven't, give him a chat, give him a like. He's really, like I said, fun guy. So I look forward to doing that. And then, like I said, during in the future, it's probably going to be every Friday or Saturday, and we can talk about whatever topics that are on our mind at that time. We just might ramble, you know, just bounce ideas off of each other, just to talk about where things are, what the state of the world is, and as crazy as it sounds, it just like, you know, you feel like no one's there for you, but we're going to be there for you, and we're going to do that for each and every one of you. So I really, really look forward to that. And I know this is a little long, and I'm rambling. That's what I do. I ramble. That's what I do. I just ramble about nonsense sometimes. uh, but you know, I could do one of my voices. Let me tell you what you gotta do. You gotta look them right in the eye. You gotta say, don't blow up our planet. And you think that'll work, Ghost Nappa? I'm not gonna lie. You have to be awfully evil. I used to do that a little bit better, but I don't want to, because that hurts the voice to kind of do that his voice. And Team Four Star, gosh, I hate to see them go. They went away real fast. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut it short this time. But like I said, it's going to be longer. It's going to probably be up to an hour for the podcast going forward. So I'm really looking forward to when we do that. So look for an hour. It could be longer than an hour. It could be a couple hours, depending on how much we want to talk about nonsense. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one, and we'll come back on Friday with another reaction, and then possibly that evening, either that evening or on Saturday, doing the podcast with Ivan. So one way or another, you guys are going to get more of me. That's I don't know if that's a good thing. All right. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.